it's Amanda here from Scrimpingmommy.co.uk, and today I'm going to come and show you this lovely little notebook holder idea. My lovely friend Kay sent me a huge box of goodies for Christmas, all handmade beautiful items, and this was one of them. And I think it's a lovely, super cute idea. I've taken the idea, I've changed it ever so slightly. Kay has hers attached at the front there. I've changed my measurements so that mine attaches at the back, and my contents are going to vary slightly. There was chocolate in this. It's magically disappeared. Can't think where it's gone. So yeah, I'm going to borrow Kay's idea and, you know, put my twist on it with some lovely Stampin' Up goodies. So we're starting off with a piece of sweet sugar plum A4, and we're going to cut it to 8.5 by 5 1/8. So 8.5, move that, 8.5 by 5 1/8. All of the measurements will be over on my blog, and I always leave a link in the description box below. So if you go below this video, there's loads of writing, and in there is a link, a direct link. All you do is click it and you go straight there. So while we're here and we've got it on the long side, we need to do a score here along the bottom, which is 1/2 inch. Now I'm using the 1/2 inch mark at the other side of my cutting track just to make it easier. Okay, so 1/2 inch. Okay, then we're going to turn it on the short side and we're going to score at 1/2 inch. I'm doing it on this side of the cutting line just to show you that you can do it both, whichever's easiest for you. 1/2 inch. Then we're going to score at 1 inch. Make sure that's straight. And then we're going to score at 4.5. and 5, and that's all our scoring. Now what we need to do is we need to go to this short side here with the double score lines. This one has none at the bottom, has no score lines. This has double score lines. At that end, go to the 2.5 inch mark and put a little line with a pencil or something. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut between this point here and where this score line starts. So we've got a cutting that corner off. Okay, and it's very easy to do. All you need to do is, if I just zoom out so you can see better, get the corner of that score line lined up with your cutting track there with the little gunnel in there, and line it up at the top with the pencil mark. Okay, so hold it there and then swivel. Make sure that that is lined up and that is lined up, which it is. Then hold it firmly with your hand so it doesn't move, and then cut. Save this piece because we're going to need it. Pop it there, don't lose it. Else she'll be crying later. Right, so I'll move that to one side for the moment. I'm going to fold and burnish all of my score lines. And this is where I've just changed it around from Kay's design, because she has this part on here so that it attaches like that, and I've got it like that, if you know what I mean. So all we need to do now, I'm going to round this corner off, which Kay did on hers, and it does look better. I'll leave a link below to Kay's channel, so you can go and have a look. I've left links before as well. Right, so what we need to do here is cut away the first square. We don't need that. I am going to keep my tabs. I'm just going to just very slightly notch that, just ever so slightly. I'm going to keep all of my tabs, and the tabs I'm going to notch. Kay did cut hers away. I'm keeping mine. It's just personal preference, I suppose. Okay, just very tiny. I just want to make sure, the reason that I'm keeping those is I want to make sure that when these flaps are closed there's no gaps and you can't see down the sides when it's put together. That's the only reason. Right, so we push the tabs up like so, and get my fast fuse. Push that tab in and that tab up. In fact, I'll cut that one off and I'll leave that one in, shall I? No. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use red line tape on there. That's what I'm going to do. Red line tape on there. Just because I want it to be really sturdy. Right, now when I'm closing my box, I want the flap to be at the back. So I'm going to put my red line tape on the... Where's the end gone? Oh, I've lost the end. How annoying. There we go. So I'm going to put my red line tape on the inside there of that first flap. You don't need it on the other. Like so. Okay. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of fast fuse on there. On them. Okay. So now I can remove all of my tape. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line that one up with that one and close it. Line that one up with that one and close it. That's not quite straight. Let me get it a bit straighter. I'm not happy with that. That's better. And then remove this red line tape. And then I'm going to just line up the bottom. Where's my tape gone? Oh, I want to do it that way. I folded it inwards. Like so. Line that up. And attach that. And then I can just tuck that little flap in. Line that up nice and straight. Go in with my thumb and give it a press. And the same with the bottom there. And there we've got our little pocket, which we can then decorate with some lovely DSP. So this is where our little triangle comes in. So where you've got them score lines, fold over the nearest one and snip it off, because you just need the triangle. Okay, get rid of that. So for our DSP, I'm using the Petal Garden. So I need it to be cut at, let's have a look. Let me remind myself how wide that is. It's 3.5, so I need that to be cut. Bearing in mind I want that pattern there. So 3.5, so I want to cut it by 3 5/8. We'll just have a small increment. 3 5/8 by, how tall was it? 5 1/8, was it? No. 4 5/8, so 4.5 by 4.5. Okay, I'll leave these measurements on my blog, don't worry. So we've got 3 5/8 by 4.5. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to get our little triangle that we cut off of here. We cut it off like so. We need to put it on there and just, again with my pencil, I'm just going to do a little notch where it's been cut off. Okay, so that I can guesstimate whereabouts to cut it. About there. Okay. And chop. Now if it's not completely right, you can always just do it by eye, but that's perfect. More or less perfect, is that? Okay. So make sure you don't lose your little template. that. Right, so let's move that out of the way for a moment, and I'll just use fast fuse for quickness. I'll fast fuse that on. If I wasn't doing a video and I wasn't trying to be quick, I would maybe use wet glue. Okay, so I'll line that up on there carefully as I can. It's only a very tiny increment. Okay, so that's on and that's done, so that's decorated nicely. Now what I'm going to put in mine are, I'm going to use one of the little pens, but I'm going to alter it, and I've got some little notebooks here. You can pick these up just about anywhere. It measures just about 3 by round about 4 1/8. You know, it's your standard little notebook. Take the cover off, and then I've also got some, I think these are 3 by 3 post-it notes. They come off a big block and I separate them. I'm just going to really just quickly cover both of these with DSP. So for the post-it notes, I've cut it just slightly over 3.5 by 3 1/8. So 3 1/8 for the width and 3.5 for the height. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just quickly run some fast fuse on there. I'm going to put it backwards, and I'm going to just line up my post-it note on it to make sure it's got a small gap all the way around. Okay, and then lift that paper up and attach it like so. Okay, and that just gives it a little cover. Nothing fancy, but you know, it's enough because it's going to go in there. And then I'm using the Petal Garden Memories of Marpack, and we've got some little stickers. So I'm going to have, I think, this one, and I'll stick it on there, and you can either handwrite or you could stamp the word notes, which, that's not central. Let me do it again. Stuck that on terrible. Stuck that on shocking. Let me do it better. Let me find the centre. Let me find the centre because that'll bug me. Hold on a minute. It's about 1.5, so it's about there. There we go, that's better. Okay, now I think I might actually just put some of these on. These little stickers across the centre. But you know, if you've got a stamp that says notes or to do or something like that, which I probably do have in my stash, but not to worry. There we go, so that's that one done. And then the little notebook, I've cut my DSP to 4 3/4 by 3 1/8. And I'm just going to do the same. I'm just going to run fast fuse on the top. I'm going to turn my notebook upside down. I'm going to line it up carefully. So I've got a small increment, small border all the way around, including at the bottom. You need a small lip there, otherwise when you stick the rest of it on, it will magically not cover your book if you've not left a gap. Okay, don't even need to score. Just hold it down firmly, crease it with your finger, and then lift over the top like so. Okay, now we go. I'll put a sticker on that one as well. I think I'll have this one. Let's have a look. I want it in the middle. Let me see where the middle is. That'll do. I'll have it there. And on here I'll have friends. If I can get the sticker off, I will anyway. If not, I'll pick a different one. There we go. Whoop. Put them back on there. And we'll have friends on there. So I'm making this without even having to get a stamp out. I'm just using the other Stampin' Up products. So, you know, if you're not a stamper, you're not keen on stamping, you don't want to start buying all the inks, there's still lots of things that you can get from Stampin' Up to Make Beautiful projects. So I'm going to put those inside here now, and they're fitting lovely. What else I'm going to put in is some of the Memories and More cards, because I just think they're beautiful, and you know, people can journal on them, whatever, use them. You can even stick little photos, inspirational quotes, anything. So a selection of those. I think these are really lovely to give as a gift. So let me just take those little notebooks out, and I'm going to use one of my lovely library clips. I absolutely love them. I'm completely obsessed with these clips, probably because they're gold and shiny and I'm a Leo. So let me just get them lined up where I want them, because I want it to look really, really pretty. Okay, so I want them lined up central. Put my little clip on. And it's all about, you know, taking a little bit of time for presentation, and it makes a big difference, and it's not difficult. So there we go, those are those lined up. So now I've got my little pen that I got from the pound shop, and my little tassel that I got locally, but I don't like that plastic flower. Not keen on it. I'm going to change it. So I've got my little pliers. Let's have a look. What loops? Right, I can use this loop here. I have got 2 sets of pliers, but where the other ones are, I don't know, because my little girl's been making charms. So all I've got to do is take that off and slip one of these little tassels on. Close that up. I'm not the best at this. I'm not a jewellery maker. And then that pen will just slide down there like so. And you've got your little tassel there. I think that's super cute. And then because, you know, I can't leave stuff, you know, because I'm gifting, I'm going to have to package it. So we'll put it in a packet. Is that a bit big? Tell you what we'll do. We'll add some backing to it. So let me see. We'll have this. We'll have some DSP at the back. So the bag measures... I'm making these up because I'm going, ladies and gents. So I want it about 5 and 1/8. I'll just trim this down to 5 and 1/8, or just over 5 and 1/8. I'm kind of guesstimating here. Yep, that fits. We'll have that fella. So I'm just going to slide some DSP in here. I would prefer it to be cardstock, but that's the other side of the room. And I don't want to stop my video. Can't be bothered. I'm going to slide that in. Slide it in from the bottom. And then whoever opens it doesn't have to totally destroy the packaging. Okay. We'll have it exactly there. Tuck that over. And seal it straight. That's not straight. We want it straight, and then our notepad will sit straight in the packaging. There we go. That's it. That's better. Okay, so now I'm going to need a topper because, you know, I'm obsessed. So what did I say this measured? So I want my topper to be slightly larger. So I want my topper to be 5 3/4. And then you just do it by whatever depth you want. Paper, which paper shall I use? Let's have this bright and bold one, why not? So 5 3/4 is there. I'm going to have it there. 5 3/4 is there. Do I want that or do I want plain? Let me have a look what other papers I've got. Don't know if that's a bit bright, that paper. Let me have a think. What else have I got? I'll go for it. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go for a plain one, and then I'll add something to it. I just think that big pattern is just a little bit too bright. So 5 3/4 by, let's say, 2.5, for argument's sake, and then we'll score it at 2. Yeah, that should give us enough to overlap to look pretty. Scoring it gently because it's only DSP. You don't want to split it, make it look rubbish. Okay, give that a score. Corner round it. If you've got a fancy edge border punch, that would really, really look lovely. I do have one, but I don't have patience to use it. Tear tape. We'll use some tear tape on here. In fact, I don't know if that would actually look pretty. Shall we have it like that or like that? I can't decide. I think we'll have it coordinating rather than clashing. So put my tear tape to the edge there. And we'll have it to the edge there as well. Okay. We'll remove those. So if you've still got some last minute gifts, these are awesome. Not necessarily, doesn't have to be a Christmas gift, it could be, you know, for anything. Just stick that there and stick that on there like so. And then just because I'm never done, I'm going to add one of these again from the Memories and More. I think that looks really pretty, and I think might have one of these. Why not? Might as well use them and make my package look pretty, although that's not straight. Just make it a bit straighter. And then what we got here? We'll have beautiful. Why not? I'll stick that on there. I want it straight, please. I struggle with this straight business. I really do. I don't really understand why. It's probably because I've got wonky eyes. So there we go. I think I need some pearls. I'm sorry, I need some pearls. I need some sparkle on that to lift it. Where are my pearls? Let me have a look. Sure, I got them out. I did. They're here. So do I have any Stampin' Up! Pearls left? Yes, I do. And I'm just going to, is that a full strip? Let's have that strip. Let's have that strip, why not? And let's just adorn this package with a little bit of pearls. Oops. I'm going to stick that one there. And I think that just finishes them off, that package off nicely. And I'm happy with that now. I'm done. And I think that's really lovely. I hope you'll give it a try. It's super easy. Yeah, I really like that. Thank you very much, Kay, for a lovely idea yet again. I hope everybody will give it a go. Don't forget, all the links are in the description box below, and all the measurements are over on my blog at scrimpingmommy.co.uk. Have fun. Bye for now.